Turn into the next left-hander 15 meters later. Turn in 10 meters later into turn 3 for a better line. Turn in 5 meters earlier into the hairpin next lap. Get closer to the apex in the upcoming right-hander by 15 meters. Good job back there, but you missed the apex by about 15 meters. Good job back there. Just apply throttle 40 meters sooner next time. Aim to be closer to the apex by 475 meters on the next right-hander. On that last corner, you were 5 meters closer to the apex. Delay throttle onset by 25 meters in the next left-hander, turn 3. Good job back there. However, aim to increase your apex speed by 25 kilometers per hour. Stay tighter to the apex on the next Cunningham right. Turn in slightly later. Delay throttle application by 40 meters after turn 9 entry. Delay throttle onset by 45 meters in the next right-hand turn. Good job back there, but improve your turn-in by 10 meters earlier. On that last corner, you nailed the delayed throttle onset well. Brake 15 meters later for the upcoming left-hand turn 1. Approaching turn 3 left, use second gear at the apex. On that last corner, turn in 30 meters earlier to improve your line. Take the left-hander turn 3 in second gear for better corner speed. Into the next hairpin, start braking 20 meters earlier than last lap. For the next right, brake 30 meters later and stay tighter to the apex. Apply the throttle 25 meters earlier, exiting the next right-hander. Turn into the next right-hander 10 meters earlier for a better line. On that last corner, great work adjusting your turn-in 10 meters earlier. In the last corner, focus on increasing apex speed by 15 km/h. At the upcoming turn 1, aim to increase your apex speed by 25 km/h. Approaching turn 3, brake 10 meters later for a better racing line. Good job back there, but pick up 10 km/h more speed at the apex. On that last corner, braking later improved your racing line. Keep refining timing. Into the upcoming hairpin, brake 15 meters earlier. Take the next right-hander in second gear, not first. Brake 30 meters later into the next right tightening turn. Good job back there on braking later. Keep working on turn-in timing. Delay your throttle application by 15 meters on the upcoming sunset bend right-hander. Increase speed by 10 km/h after the turn 1 apex. Delay throttle onset by 45 meters in the next left corner. Approaching turn 3, delay the throttle onset by another 20 meters. Into the right-hand hairpin, delay throttle pickup by 10 meters. For the right at turn 10, aim for 10 km/h slower at apex. For the next right-hander, turn in 10 meters sooner for a smoother entry. Approach turn 15 in third gear to increase apex speed by 10 km/h. Good job back there keeping off the brakes and maintaining speed. Into the next left turn, carry 15 km/h more speed. Delay throttle onset by 25 meters after turn 3 left-hander for better exit. Delay throttle onset by 10 meters on the next hairpin exit. Approaching next right, brake 5 meters later to improve line. Initiate your turn 15 meters earlier into the tightening right of turn 10. On that last corner, great job in initiating the turn 5 meters earlier. Great job back there. Reduce your brake peak pressure by 10% next time. Good job back there. Focus on aligning closer to the apex for next time. For the upcoming left-hander turn 3, brake 10 meters earlier. Good job back there braking earlier in turn 3. Keep refining your timing. Turn in 5 meters earlier for the upcoming hairpin right. Take upcoming right-hander in second gear, not first, for better exit. Brake 30 meters later into the upcoming right-hander. Take turn 15 in third gear, not second, for better speed. Take turn 15 in third gear, not second, for better speed. Brake 20 meters later for the next right-hand turn. On that last corner, brake about 35 meters earlier for better entry. Into the next left, turn in 5 meters later for a better line. On that last corner, your turn-in was slightly early by 5 meters. For the upcoming hairpin, turn in 5 meters earlier. Take the next tightening right in second gear for better corner exit. Brake 5 meters later for the upcoming tower right-hander. Good job back there on braking later at tower. Good job back there, but aim for second gear at the apex. Good job back there, but brake 30 meters earlier for a better line. Good job back there. Correct the early turn in by 25 meters next time. Good job back there, but you turned in 10 meters too early at turn 3. Approaching the next right-hander, turn in 10 meters later for smoother exit. Brake 10 meters later for better entry into the upcoming right-hander turn. Out of the tower, pick up the throttle 10 meters earlier. Enter the next right-hander in third gear, not second. Take the next right-hander in second gear, not third. Good job back there. Remember to use third gear at the apex. Good job back there, using second gear in the right-hander. Turn into turn 1 left-hander 10 meters later for better accuracy. Good job back there, hitting the correct gear at apex. Keep it up. Turn in 10 meters earlier in the upcoming right hairpin. Brake 10 meters later for better line into Cunningham right turn. Maintain your current gear through tower. Throttle earlier by 10 meters on exit. Take the next right corner in third gear instead of second gear. Brake 20 meters earlier into the next right-hander for improved control. Brake 15 meters earlier for turn 1 to improve control into the apex. Into the turn 3 left-hander, turn in 5 meters earlier. Good job back there. Brake 25 meters earlier for turn 1. Good job back there. You turned in on time for turn 3. Brake 10 meters later, approaching the tightening right at Cunningham. Take the next right-hander in second gear, not first. Good job back there in tower, using second gear smoothly. Good job back there on apex speed and trail braking. Good job back there. Brake 35 meters earlier to improve your line. Good job back there. Your earlier braking improved your entry line by 20 meters. Brake 20 meters later for the left-hander at turn 3. Good job back there on apex gear. Stick with 4th gear again next lap. Good job back there with braking later into turn 3. For the next right hairpin, aim to turn in 10 meters later. For the upcoming right-hander, brake 25 meters later and use more pressure. Good job back there. Adjusting your brake pressure improved your line. Use 3rd gear for better apex speed through the next right corner. For the right-hander, turn in 30 meters earlier to hit the apex accurately. On that last corner, turning in earlier helped reduce the distance to the apex. For the next left-hand turn, turn in 15 meters later for better accuracy. Good job back there, improving your brake application and peak pressure. Good job back there. Your trail braking could be refined for turn 3. Brake 10 meters later into the upcoming right-hander. Keep the apex tight. Turn in 10 meters earlier at the upcoming right-hander. Good job back there. The earlier turn-in improved your apex approach. Good job back there, especially nailing the apex line for more speed. Good job back there, but aim to throttle on 40 meters later next time. On that last corner, brake application was late. Aim for 30 meters earlier. Initiate turn in 5 meters earlier into the upcoming left-hander, turn 3. On that last corner, try to be tighter to the apex. Brake 15 meters earlier for the next left-hander. Turn into the next left-hander 5 meters earlier for improved cornering. On that last corner, you turned in 10 meters late, not 5. Turn into the upcoming hairpin 5 meters earlier for better trail braking. For turn 10, make sure you're in second gear at the apex. Turn into the next right-hander 10 meters earlier. For the right at turn 15, adjust trajectory to align closer to the apex. On that last corner, you missed the apex by over 600 meters. On that last corner, you braked 15% too hard, causing tire stress. Great job back there in hitting the apex ideally. Turn in 10 meters earlier for better entry into the next left-hander. Good job back there on brake pressure. Work on taking the apex tighter next time. On that last corner, nice improvement with the earlier turn-in. Shift to second gear at the apex of the next right-hander. For the next right-hander, turn in 10 meters earlier for better entry. Good job back there, but aim to brake 15 meters later for a better line. In the next right turn, delay throttle onset by 50 meters. Brake 20 meters earlier approaching turn 1 to improve your racing line. Turn in 5 meters earlier for the upcoming turn 3 left-hander. Good job back there, but pick up throttle later into turn 1. On that last corner, your earlier turn-in improved alignment and apex speed. Enter the tightening right of turn 10 meters later. Stay closer to apex. Brake 10 meters later into the next right-hander tower tightening. Brake 10 meters later into turn 15 for a better racing line. On that last corner, you were 5 km/h faster at the apex. Good job back there, but try to be tighter to the apex next time. Brake 15 meters earlier into the next left-hand turn 1. Good job back there at Sunset Bend. Try turning in 35 meters earlier next lap. Good job back there. Work on hitting the first turn apex tighter. Good job back there, but brake 25 meters earlier into turn 3. Turn in 5 meters earlier to improve your racing line in the hairpin. Brake 15 meters later before the upcoming right-hander. Turn in earlier. Initiate turn into the next right-hander 15 meters earlier. Great job back there, but turn in 20 meters earlier on turn 15. Good job back there. Consider using 10% less brake pressure. On that last corner, fix turning by delaying it by 15 meters. Initiate braking 25 meters earlier for the next left-hand turn 3. Good job back there with gear and brake pressure in turn 1. Great job back there, but aim to brake 10 meters later next lap. Turn in 5 meters earlier, approaching next right hairpin. Switch to second gear at the apex of turn 12 for better speed. On that last corner, maintaining second gear improved your apex speed significantly. Into the upcoming right-hander, brake with 10% more pressure. Good job back there, but you can brake 10% harder for turn 15. Into the left-hander turn 1, initiate turn in 35 meters earlier. Into the left turn 3, brake 15 meters later for better positioning. On that last corner, you improved, but were still 10 meters early on braking. Turn into the right-hander 10 meters later to hit the apex better. Turn in 10 meters earlier for the upcoming right at turn 13. In tower, improve by turning in 5 meters earlier than last time. Good job back there, staying on brake pressure, but brake 10 meters later. Into the right-hander turn coming up, brake 20 meters earlier. For the next left-hander, initiate your turn in 35 meters earlier. Brake 10 meters later into the upcoming left turn 3. Good job back there, sticking to third gear in turn 1. On that last corner, you brake close to 10 meters later. Good effort. Delay your turn-in by 10 meters for the upcoming hairpin. Enter the next right in second gear, not first, for better stability. Good job back there, switching to second for stability. Try braking 10 meters later. Into the next right-hander turn 15, brake 15 meters later. On that last corner, try to carry 15 kilometers per hour more through the apex. Brake 20 meters earlier into the next right-hand sunset bend. Brake 15 meters earlier into turn 1's left. Tighter entry to the apex 2. Brake 20 meters earlier into the left-hander of turn 3. Approach the next left-hander of turn 3 in second gear instead of first. Pick up the throttle 20 meters earlier, coming out of the hairpin. Brake 10 meters later, entering the next right-hander at turn 10. Turn into the next right-hander 5 meters earlier to hit the apex. Good job back there, but brake 10 meters later into the next corner. Good job back there, but you turned in 10 meters early. Approach the next left-hander in second gear, not first. Good job back there, maintaining second gear through turn 3's left-hander. Delay throttle onset by 10 meters on the upcoming hairpin exit. For the next right-hander, hit the apex tighter by 15 meters. In the last right-hander, keep focusing on hitting the apex tighter next lap. Maintain 15 kilometers per hour more speed into the next right at turn 15. Good job back there, but brake 15 meters later into turn 15. Turn into the left-hander, turn 1 about 35 meters earlier. At the left turn 3, delay throttle onset by 10 meters for better speed. For turn 3, apply throttle 10 meters later for better traction. Good job back there holding your line, but brake 20 meters later on turn 1. Into turn 3, remember to delay throttle by 10 meters for better traction. Approach the hairpin braking point 5 meters earlier next time. Approaching turn 10, switch to second gear at the apex. Take the next tightening right in second gear. Approaching turn 17, turn in 10 meters later for better apex alignment. Good job back there. Turning in a bit later helped your apex alignment. Delay your throttle onset by 25 meters out of the turn 3 left. On that last corner, good effort delaying throttle onset. Continue refining next session. For the upcoming right, get into second gear by the apex for better lines. Use second gear at the apex in the next tower right-hander. Brake 10 meters later for the upcoming right-hander to enhance line efficiency. Into the next right-hander, turn in 15 meters earlier. For the upcoming left turn, brake 20 meters earlier than last lap. Turn in 10 meters earlier for the next left-hander, turn 3. On that last corner, aim to hit the apex for better trajectory. Great job back there. Get on the throttle 5 meters earlier in turn 5. Into Cunningham, brake 15 meters later and use second gear through the apex. Maintain tighter line at the next right-hander to hit the apex better. Approaching turn 1, turn in 15 meters later for better entry. Initiate your turn in 5 meters earlier for the next left at turn 3. On that last corner, you missed the apex by 480 meters. Delay your turn-in by 15 meters approaching the next left-hander. Turn in 5 meters earlier on the upcoming left turn. Pick up the throttle 10 meters earlier after the upcoming left at turn 5. Good job back there, but your turn-in was 5 meters late. At the last turn 5, your earlier throttle pickup was just right. Delay turning in by 5 meters for the approaching right turn. Good job delaying your turn-in on that last right-hand corner. For turn 15, use third gear at the apex to improve corner speed. Great job back there, maintaining brake pressure through turn 15. On that last corner, ease the throttle later to improve exit speed. Turn into the next left 25 meters earlier for a better line. For the upcoming left turn 3, turn in 5 meters earlier. Good job back there on gear and braking, but turn in 10 meters earlier. Good job back there on turn 3. Turn in was perfect, but you missed the apex. Refine trail braking into the right hairpin for a smoother entry. Turn in 5 meters later for the upcoming right-hander. Get closer to apex in the upcoming tower right-hander. Take the next right turn 15 in third gear, not second. On that last turn, well done on using third gear at the apex. Turn in earlier by 30 meters at the next right-hander. Good job back there, but improve your throttle timing by 30 meters earlier. Approach turn 3 by getting 15 meters closer to the apex. Good job back there, but improve trail braking for the next left turn. For the next turn 3, stick 15 meters closer to the apex. Aim to turn in 10 meters later for better alignment in the hairpin. Delay your turn-in by 5 meters for the next Cunningham right. Turn in 10 meters earlier into the right-hander at turn 12. Good job back there, but reduce throttle application by 30 meters next time. Brake 10 meters later, entering the left-hand turn for turn 1. Brake 10 meters later, going into the left-hander at turn 3. On that last corner, braking 10 meters later improved your performance. Nice work. Brake 10 meters earlier into the hairpin. For the next right tightening corner, aim for 15 meters closer to apex. Turn in 15 meters earlier for the next tightening right-hander. Good job back there with the earlier turn-in. It's smoother now. Into the turn 1 left-hander, trail brake more smoothly to improve corner entry. Turn into the next left-hand corner 10 meters later. On that last corner, your delayed turn-in was better. Keep it up. For Cunningham, brake 15 meters later for an improved racing line. Into tower, delay throttle onset by 15 meters to maintain traction. Take the next right-hander in third gear, not second. Apply throttle 20 meters later. Good job back there. but reduce brake pressure by 20% next time. Good job back there. Just tighten your line towards the apex by 20 meters. At turn 3 exit, pick up the throttle 55 meters later. Good job back there on turn 3. Throttle timing was consistent. Keep it up. Take the upcoming right hairpin at a tighter line for better apex. For the upcoming tightening right turn, brake 15 meters later for a smoother line. Delay your turn-in by 5 meters for the next right-hander at tower. Accelerate 15 meters earlier out of the turn to improve lap times. On that last corner at tower, you accelerated earlier, improving your exit speed. Good job back there. Adjust throttle later to improve acceleration next time. Brake 25 meters earlier for the upcoming left-hand turn 1. At the upcoming left turn 3, tighten your line towards the apex. At the upcoming left turn 3, tighten your line towards the apex by 5 meters. Delay your turn-in by 10 meters for this hairpin, right? Brake 20 meters later into the next right-hander. Good job back there. Your later braking improved your approach to the apex. For turn 15, brake 15 meters later and maintain third gear at apex. Good job back there. Braking earlier improved time. Use third gear next time. Good job back there, but reduce throttle onset by 55 meters next time. Brake 10 meters earlier for the next left turn to improve apex speed. Turn in 5 meters earlier into the left-hander turn 3. On that last corner, brake 5 meters later for more effective apex speed. Turn into the hairpin 10 meters earlier for a tighter line. Brake 20 meters later into the tightening right at Cunningham. Pick up the throttle 15 meters earlier on the upcoming right turn. Shift to third gear at apex for the next turn 15 right-hander. In upcoming turn 1, increase brake pressure by 20%. Approach the left turn 3 braking 10 meters later to maintain your racing line. Good job back there, hitting your brake and throttle points accurately. For the upcoming hairpin right, turn in 10 meters earlier. Brake 10 meters later, heading into the next right-hander, turn in 5 meters later. On that last corner, you executed the later turn in correctly. Good job. Good job back there. Consider applying throttle 10 meters earlier next time. Good job back there, but reduce brake pressure by 10% for better grip. Turn into the upcoming left corner 15 meters earlier.